What's up, y'all? It's your girl, Carm. I'm back with another episode of Hoops with Carm. Let's get right into it. Eastern Conference semifinals. Philadelphia 76ers versus the Miami Heat. Game 1 in South Beach. Sixers took the loss, losing against the Heat, 106-92. So what happened? Let's just set the scene here. Joel Embiid, MVP of the season, just saying, out these first two games. Possibly will make a return in game 3. He has an orbital fracture and a messed up thumb from the Toronto series. Kyle Lowry sat this game. He probably will return in game 2. Kyle has some hamstring tightness. Now, what happened, Sixers? First things first, energy and effort. The Sixers were lackluster. This was the tale of two halves for the Sixers. First half, Sixers were going on all cylinders. Offensively, defensively, they played really well. Second half, it all just fell apart. Bam, hero, PJ Tucker, bodying the Sixers down low with offensive rebounds, rebounding, second chance points. The Heat had 22 points off Sixers turnovers. The Sixers were turning over the ball. Not a recipe for success. The Sixers only had 9 points off the Heat's turnovers. The Heat had 18 second chance points. The Heat also had 15 offensive rebounds. The Sixers only had 9. So when it came to that part of the game, the Sixers just kind of fell apart. They were not giving their energy, not giving their effort, and that has nothing to do with talent. Number 2, Sixers went away from the zone. The zone was working in the first half. They were cutting off the middle for the Heat, kind of stopping them from running to the rack. Second half, they let the Heat get whatever they wanted. Hero started getting hot. They started shooting their shots, getting to their spots, getting down middle of the lane. So the Sixers kind of just went away from what was working. Third thing, Sixers stopped attacking. First half, Sixers were attacking the basket, kind of drawing fouls, making things hard for the Heat. Second half, Sixers were settling for jumpers. When the Sixers settle for jumpers and they don't get out in transition, they're not as good of a team. When they're just kind of being stagnant, not moving the ball around. Now, the Sixers kind of attacked matchups in this game. They tried to figure out what matchups are best for them and went one-on-one because Tobias, being one of the biggest players on the floor when they went small, was attacking, say, Hero or whoever was on him, and that worked. But in general, the Sixers started to kind of just go for jumpers, and they weren't falling. Next thing, the Heat's bench. I've said this before and I'll say it again. The Sixers just do not have the depth in their bench. The Heat's depth in their bench is crazy. Martin, Dedmon, Oladipo coming off the Heat's bench. Tyler Hero dropped 25 points off the bench. They didn't even play Robinson. And besides the bench, Bam had 24 points, 12 rebounds, double-double for him. Jimmy had 15. So the Heat were just going on all cylinders. Now, the Sixers, Tobias Harris. I'm going to clap it up for him because Tobias actually had a great game. Offensively, he was attacking in the first half, going for his shot. Second half, not so much, but on both ends of the floor, especially defensively, Tobias, he played really well. He had 27 points, 6 rebounds. Maxey had 19. Harden had 16. So decent production from those three, but we need more from everybody else. Paul Reed, he had good energy, but he just kind of needs to work on finishing down low. There was a couple opportunities that he had where he could have just went up to the basket and got an easy 2, but he could not finish. Has to work on that. Niang. I love me some Niang, don't get me wrong, but he was 0 from 7 from the three-point line, and he only shot 3s. He has to be able to drop those 3s when the ball comes to him. He had open 3s that he just missed, that he usually makes. So bad shooting night for him, but all in all, the Sixers went 6 for 34 from the three-point line. So altogether, the Heat just turned it up defensively. The Sixers kind of played into them and gave them what they wanted. Yeah, they started to clamp down on the Sixers, but the Sixers made it easy for them. Started moving the ball. The Sixers kind of got Sixer-like, lost their man. They kind of got easy layups and dunks, and the Sixers just were not locked in. So the Sixers have to work on being locked in from the first quarter to the fourth quarter all the way through. Now, these next game is going to be important. The Heat, they have a win. The Sixers kind of got punched in the face a little bit, kind of gave it all up. But if Doc Rivers can work on matchups, work on keeping what's working, if the zone's working, let's stick with that. Trying to work on what matches are going to be the best together. Because without Joel Embiid, it's a new game plan. But I think the Sixers, they can kind of figure it out. But we'll see game 2.